Yeah, lifestyle lit. I've been legit. The motive is in. I'm going again, but I'm going to win. I don't know when to end. Got me needing residuals for the time that I spent. Yeah.
Turn it up. Let's do that again. All right. Welcome back to It's a Lifestyle with the Official LP. I am your host, the Official LP. Thank you for everybody who has been tuning in so far and listening to audio, whether it be Apple Podcasts or Podcast Index or Spotify or Amazon or anything of the sorts, or if you're watching video on YouTube or if you're tuning into Patreon. There will be the other episodes that have been released recently in the past few weeks on Patreon. As I've been saying, it's been a little bit slower ever getting it over on the Patreon, but we will have that for you, and we will have more exclusive content for you. So thank you for everybody who has been tuning in, and make sure you are liking, following, subscribing, and sharing the page. It's a Lifestyle LP on all platforms. It's a lifestyle. It's a lifestyle with the Official LP. Say that again. It's a lifestyle with the Official LP. We are back once again, but today we have a very special guest. All right. We have not only the CEO, but the co-founder of the fashion line Just 10. All right. I want everybody to make some noise if you are out there watching for Mr. Justin Haynes himself. Justin, welcome to the platform. Mr. Haynes. How are you doing today?
I'm doing great. How are you?
I'm doing pretty good. Thank you for coming on the platform. Really appreciate you coming on to really share your knowledge on what you're in your line of work and everything that you've been doing. And again, like I said, when I reached out to you, I want to just highlight some of the things you've been doing, and your trajectory is just, it's through the roof right now, whatever. And I just really appreciate you just sticking to your grind and just being consistent and really just being a good example for what it looks like to actually go for yours and actually to stay in line and be a good quality of work, to represent yourself well. So
appreciate that.
Thank you for coming on this platform once again. Let's give it up to you one more time. All right, so you're born and raised from Springfield. Tell me a little bit about you growing up and some of your first early passions before you got into fashion.
Yeah, so born and raised here in Springfield, Massachusetts. There was no other place. Springfield was it. Went to all of Springfield public schools, and kind of just that was me in a nutshell. My passion came for fashion in middle school. I went to John F. Kennedy Middle School, and I knew I wanted to work in fashion. I just didn't know what it was that I wanted to do.
Mm-hmm.
So after that, getting into high school, that's when I started really defining what style was. I knew what fashion was, but I didn't really know what style was, and so I found style in high school. And that was finding it through the way I dressed, the way I kind of perceived what I wanted my look to be, and then also to trying to really promote what I could do with my friends. And a lot of my friends and upperclassmen totally took an eye to what I did, how I looked and how I dressed. Maybe about junior year. No, it was junior year. I started working at the Gap. I was not supposed to be working at all. I was actually one of the first ones everybody else was working at across the street from SciTech. At Best Eaten, and they were working at McDonald's, Burger King, and all that.
Yeah.
And I was really the only one at that particular time working at a retail store. So I started working at the Gap, and from there that kind of opened up everybody's eyes to what I could do also. I started, dressing people for senior banquets, senior proms, and being like their quote unquote stylist.
Yeah.
And that's basically what I did all through my junior and senior year.
So you're very popular, where a lot of people kind of coming to you in that instance.
In the fashion sense,
Yeah.
I was. I don't know if popular was actually the word back then. I think we all had our level of what we wanted to do and who we were
Right.
and who we knew. So it wasn't really a more so popular group back
Yeah.
then like it is now.
Right. Right.
So I think we all had our popular stance with whoever we were with,
Mm-hmm.
and that's how it was. But I had the advantage of knowing the upperclassmen and knowing how to help them in that range. So from there, after that, I stayed at the Gap for a long time. Actually, close to 20 years.
Oh wow.
Went to Aldo Shoes after that and worked in the retail. And then after Aldo Shoes, I went to Straight. This is all while I'm in college. I went to Stick right after, and I'm like managing and doing.
What were you majoring in?
Business.
Business. Okay.
So it was nothing to fashion. It was
right,
business.
right.
And during that time, the reason I did it because I was working my way up so far in the gap. I'm like, it's really the business side that I wanted to do in fashion. I thought that's what it was.
Yeah.
So I'm still doing that, working my way up the ladder there from management to visual. And the visual is the last thing that I started doing. My store manager at that particular time, when I was at Springfield Ma, she said, "You have this eye for fashion, so we want to try to see if we can get you to like do some store sets and kind of be in charge of the windows and that type of thing." So that's how that started.
Yeah.
I started dressing the windows and doing all of that, and then got major visibility from my DM. And then I started going, helping other stores with what they were doing.
Right.
So that's how that district visual kind of came about, where I was helping her with 19 stores.
Yeah.
So my time was up there, and then I went to, like I said, Aldo Shoes was really doing regional stuff.
Mm-hmm.
And from there, I went to luxury retail. After luxury retail, I was there for 5 years in luxury retail. And this is all still in Springfield, Massachusetts, and still like going back and forth to wherever I was.
Right.
So luxury retail, my end of that was at the 5-year cap, and my job had dismantled, so it was either stay here or go to Chicago. But at the time, my father was really ill at that particular time, so I could not leave my family. So what I did was I left my job. I left, and mind you, I was making great money.
Yeah, that's what I was gonna ask you. Like for you to be going to these different places and kind of designing their store models and different things of that nature, like you were making good ends, I'm sure. But
Very good.
and I seen on you that there was you had declined a promotion.
I did,
Like you declined a promotion to move more into your passion.
and that was that last position that I had.
Yeah,
I declined a job to either move or stay here.
yeah.
And I'm telling you, like, I left everything, company car, company credit cards,
Oh yeah, you had it.
close to close to 100,000 a year.
Yeah, yeah.
I left it all.
Right.
I walked in and told my boss that this was it. I couldn't do it. I had to stay here and help, and I couldn't do anything store level anymore. I had to do my own thing. Left on great terms with him. Me and him are still great friends today, but I knew I had to leave then. I couldn't do a 2 week.
Yeah,
Because I knew they would try to keep me to stay, or I would, just in my own head.
you would just continue on.
Exactly.
Yeah,
and
continue the
wanting to do
process.
it.
Yep.
So yeah, and then I started Justin H, which is my clothing brand now, with zero money. I had 2 weeks of vacation time that they gave me. I had a bunch of sick time and comp days that they owed me, and my 401k, and that's what I started Justin H with zero to what you see today.
Yeah, absolutely. So now you're moving into more like, so how do you describe your style? Because a lot of it is bright colors, distinct patterns. It's a lot of elegant. A lot of the patchwork. So so when you first did you always start there,
No.
or obviously there's a trial and error. Like were there some things that kind of weren't working, you just stick with it? Like what was the process?
No,
of that?
my very first show when I first started was a disaster.
Okay, so
It was awful.
how was that?
I took everything that was in my head. You're talking everything that was in my head from middle school all the way to age
Oh yeah, so
29.
you was just getting
So
out
I was
ideas.
everything
Yeah,
was there. It was
yeah.
just like I was mixing so many things in my head, and it was just awful. Nothing was ready to wear. Nothing was ready off the rack for anybody to put on. It just wasn't practical.
Yeah.
So I had to revamp that, and I had to say, you know what? If I want this brand to go somewhere, it needs to be a brand that's conducive to everybody, not just to what I like, but it has to be something that still has my edge and my style and has my signature, but it also needs to relate to who this person is that I want to wear my brand.
Absolutely.
So that's where I went, and I went to this whole different tailored kind of look, and I knew that Patrick was something that would be a way of me expressing in a way of signature
Yes.
on tailored garments. I mean, it's been done plenty of times before, but not on tailored garments.
Yeah.
So I tried it out, and from there, it's been going like crazy.
So that's the thing, because that's the thing that was distinct for me when I actually first seen your work. It was the patchwork. I've never seen that done. Like, I'm not deep in the fashion world, so like you said, it's probably been done in different instances, but with actually the suits and stuff like that, like it looks good and it's fitted good, and a lot of the different things that you've been promoting, I'm just like, wait, hold on, this is different, because I like creativity.
Right.
I like art, because it's still an art at the same time.
Exactly.
It's an artistic expression of everything, like you were saying, since middle school, you just kind of threw it out there.
Right.
Now, what is the next level from what you're doing now look like for you?
Every day is the next level. I can't really say now that there is something that I'm striving for. Every day I'm trying to evolve. So what's new every day? So I'm not looking where I was years ago, looking what's my 5-year plan, what's my 2-year plan, what's my year plan. I'm not doing that. What's next? What's tomorrow's plan?
Yep.
That's what I'm looking at.
Yep.
So I go from that now. I don't really kind of traject.
Yeah.
What's going to happen in the future.
Hmm.
What happens tomorrow is what's meant to be, and then we go from the next day. So that's really where I am.
And I can tell that thought process is a thing because like what was your what was your first big break though? Like what so you had it was a disaster. You said your first show was a
Right.
disaster. What was your big break where you're like, okay, I'm on to something?
Well, my big break was the New York Fashion Week, my very first season, and that was 2018.
2018. Okay.
It's my very first time going to New York Fashion Week, and I had did so much research and education on it. But when I got to New York Fashion Week, it was nothing like I saw on TV. Nothing. I was in this building, white walls and fold up chairs, and it was just like, okay, this is not
This
what
is not what you
yeah,
envisioned.
this is what I was like striving to pay money for. So, I remember I had one of my, she was one of my models at the time, but she's like my assistant now. So we went there and we did the show, and there was all these models like after me wanting to wear my brand, and I'm just like everything was just coming at me, and I'm like I don't like this. This is just
Yeah.
nothing's organized. It's just I don't like it. So went through the show. Everything that could have gone wrong went wrong, from music to just everything. So they couldn't find my music. So my models had to walk to some dramatic
They had to improvise on the fly.
improvise
Oh,
on, and it was YouTube. So they had to find something
oh
on YouTube.
no! Don't tell me
And
the
they were
ads popped
walking-
up.
They were walking up. Now the ads didn't pop up, but they did have YouTube music on. So we were after my segment was done. I walked out, of course, and there was this older man sitting on the corner, and he shook my hand. He said, "You're the best collection tonight." And I'm like, I'm not thinking you. I thanked him and I went about my way.
Right.
I left, packed up everything, discouraged. I'm like, this was a waste of time.
Right.
The next day, I'm getting all of this. Oh, you did a great job. I'm like, okay. The next day after that, this big thing comes up on Google, the top 10 small boutique designers of New York Fashion Week, and come to find out that show that I was in was actually a small boutique show of New York Fashion Week, and it said the top 10 of New York. And I'm like, okay. I look and everybody's showing me I had made number 2.
Yeah.
So I'm like, okay. Come to find out, the guy that was sitting on there was one of the editors of Elle magazine.
Wow.
So he had did this big write up about my collection, and then from there, it was hours later. L.A. Fashion Week started calling me. Miami Fashion Week started calling me. Paris Fashion Week started calling me. Everybody was calling like, we just saw all these write ups about you. We just saw your brand. We never seen it before. We want you to come out here. We want you to come out there. We want you to come out here. And then from there, things just kind of skyrocketed. So what I thought was the worst experience of my life was actually the best experience of my life.
Let me give it up for that real quick. Yo, so with all those opportunities coming at you just all at a rush, what's your thought process? How are you trying to compartmentalize all this to make sure you deliver?
Yeah, I'm trying to say how I'm going to do this. I'm like, LA Fashion Week was in 2 weeks. I'm like, how am I going to put another collection together?
Right.
And then I didn't know what I knew now.
Yeah.
So I'm like, what am I going to do? And I was overthinking. Still made it to LA Fashion Week, crushed it. Still didn't think, I was going to. Models followed me, and I'm like, how am I going to get models there? How am I going to do this?
Right,
How am I going to do
right.
that? But everything worked out, and I thank God for that, because everything that has, transpired, he's kind of orchestrated it, and I'm thankful to him for doing that, and he's made the way for me to do what I do.
He clearly has. Let's give it up for that.
Yeah.
It's always God first.
Of course,
Absolutely.
You can't do anything without him.
You can't.
I
You
don't
can't
care.
do anything without him. Like
You may think you can, but you can't.
You can't. As much as you think you try to go against the grain, no.
Of course.
No.
It's
No.
not.
And then when you ready to actually come to that realization or whatever, he will still forgive
Of
and
course.
he will show for you.
Definitely
You know what I mean?
will.
Absolutely. With a lot of those blessings, you were included over 75 magazine campaigns. I want to read some of these numbers. Some of these numbers, y'all gotta understand. A lot of these. If I get some of the awards wrong, forgive me, but
Exactly.
we're gonna read some of these real quick. So you were Natural Born Artist Award in 2018, 2019, and 2020. Best Women's Ready to Wear Designer in 2019, 22, and 23. Fashion and Lifestyle Award from the Black Business Association in 2019. Let's give it up for that. Let's give it up for that. And a many of other awards and other he's been in plenty of magazines. You can go look it up. Is that the same? Your design is the same website, right? Justin
Justin H.
Justin H. JUS1010H.com, right? Make sure you go to the website, check out everything he has going
And
on.
just to speak to what you just said as far as facts are concerned, I want everybody to know, like,
Yeah.
this is not anything I gave you. You know, one thing I take pride in is making sure that things are factual. You
Yeah.
know, like, I don't ever want to be that guy that's just putting stuff out there to make it look
Look
good,
like and
you
pump it
know.
up. Yeah.
So I just wanted everybody to know, like, these are actual facts that are on Google. They're on places where you can actually find them. I stopped at a long time ago where everybody's like, give me a bio. I'm like, go look for yourself. 'Cause I
Yeah.
want everybody
It's
to
there.
get all of the accolades and get all the numbers, like you said, get it from actual sources.
Yep.
I don't ever want to be that designer or that person that looks like, you know, one way on social media and not have nothing to show for it.
Yep.
So I
Yep.
just wanted to put that out there.
And that's how much, and that's what I really respect about you. Like when I was just kind of doing even research on you and just kind of like just following your journey and just what you've been doing. It's like it's all factual. These are all credited. These are all documented. These are all living experiences. Like you said, you're not trying to put on a facade or
No.
you're not trying to pump anything else up because one thing is that what a true creative is you're true to your craft.
Exactly.
You're true. The passion is first. You know, all the financial things come after, and you know that you make, you know, your job, whatever job you're in, you're gonna make whatever money,
Right.
but your passion is first, and that's
Exactly.
what you can just tell within the framework and everything you've been doing, and your brand and all the accolades that you have been able to obtain until this point. It's just all passion. So I always gotta give applause for that.
Thank you so much.
Hey, again, Versace fashion show. Tell me about that. What was that like?
Well, I didn't go to that yet. That's something. Well, I've met the producers and all that of Versace, and they have me now in this category of being the style icon of the year. And in that, you get to go actually view Versace's, first his next collection in Milan. So I haven't really done that yet. There's a voting system with that as well. However, being put into that doesn't really make or break me. Let me just say that.
That's just another
It's
opportunity.
just another
Yeah,
opportunity. There's so many people going after it, and for me, I applaud whoever it is that gets it.
yeah,
But for me, I've been in places, and I know a lot of people in the industry now that I don't run to things anymore. I don't run to those things. If it happens, it happens. If it's meant for me, it's meant for me. So I'm just thankful that I'm in that headspace now, that I don't need to do what I can and pay for things and try to make it look or get something that
yep,
I know that may not be for me. So
yep.
I'm thankful for that. And whoever wins the style icon,
It's gonna be a blessing, you know.
I'm
Yeah,
clapping
absolutely.
it up for you.
Let's clap. Let's clap ahead of time for that.
Whoever it is.
So a lot of the magazines you've been featured in, like the Variety, the Hollywood Magazine, Forbes Japan, those experiences when you're shooting, or you're looking for models, or even when you're doing shows, what are you looking for as far as in a model and for somebody to actually show off your brand and your clothing line?
Well, first of all, it's personality. So I have to see the personality outside of just the picture. I need to see and know that
Who
this
you are.
person has a good personality,
Right.
somebody good to work with. You can look great all day, but if you have a bad attitude, we don't need to work together.
Are a lot of your peers like that, or is that
It can
something
be.
you carry?
It can be. Like it. I mean, as far as what do you mean? As far as with bad attitudes, or just or which one? Let
As
me just
far as
clear that up. Let me clear that
no,
up.
look, just like as far as like trying to weed out like bad attitudes and
Right. Yeah. Yeah.
are some people just still just go for the look regardless of the person.
Of course, of
Okay.
course. I mean, each brand, each designer is different, and whatever
Yeah.
they have a look for. Some just want the moment, and there's some that actually want a lifetime relationship with the designers. And I have to say that most of my models that I have now that remained, we're cool. Like it's a check-in situation, and every time we see each other, we can go out to eat and hang out and dinner and stuff.
Oh
like
yeah,
that.
so
So
it's like
it's a family
family
oriented
bond,
thing.
yes.
I try to make sure that when I start relationships, I keep them long.
Mhm.
This is not like a one time thing for me,
Mhm.
especially when I'm letting you into my space. This is my brand, this is my baby. And so if I let you into it, that
Right.
means I'm letting you in for a reason.
Right,
It's
right.
not just for you to get whatever you need to get.
Get
and
from it,
bounce.
and then exactly.
Yeah, I don't do that, and I'm glad that my eyes are open to that because there have been plenty that have wanted to work with me and just hit me up because of what they saw
Yep.
and what I can do for them
Yep.
versus what we can do for each other.
Absolutely.
And I know for a fact that I have, and I take pride in knowing that I've given opportunities to models who would never had the opportunity if they hadn't worked with me. And I'm thankful for that.
Yeah, and I mean, I'm pretty sure, like you said, that you weeded them out. They're all good people, so
Yeah.
I'm pretty sure they reciprocate that energy with you.
Of
So
course.
you're able to like, okay, go beyond that extra for them. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
And you'll probably
exactly.
put them even in other positions.
Exactly. I mean, that's our goal. I mean, like, even though you're working for me or you're doing something for me, if there's an opportunity that I see works for you and we're in good space, of course, I want you to go after that, or I'm going to put you in that space.
Yeah.
It's those that I know for a fact were only there to get what they needed to get will never get that opportunity with me again, only because I take pride in that, just like you take pride in what you do.
Yes.
You wouldn't want anybody just sitting here on your platform just so they can get on social media or get on your
Right. No,
platform.
absolutely not.
We don't want that.
No.
You know, if we're trying to do something and we're trying to build together, regardless of what we're doing, you know, don't take it just for the opportunity. Take it so that it can be a learning experience and we both can grow together.
Let me give it up for that, because you just dropped some gems. Like, I hope, hey, everybody listen out there, that was just some gems for me as well. And I hope y'all appreciate those gems as well too, because that's some gems. People really need to take that. Like, if you really want to grow something,
Yeah.
like you really want to grow something, don't just have people just kind of be a part of it, just so you can just kind of pick from it. And then now what do you got left? You got nothing but bones. There's no meat on the bone no more. You know?
People don't understand the real meaning of collaboration. It's not just us sitting here and doing something together. It's us sitting here and trying to see, like, what are we going to do from here?
Right.
Regardless of if we made any money today,
Right.
where do we go from here? Like, how can what I know that I'm doing, how can it still involve you next time?
Right. Right.
It's not a one-time thing.
Absolutely.
Collaboration is not a one-time thing. If I
Absolutely.
know what you do and we collaborate at one time, the next time I should be able to, if I needed someone to do something, say, I needed a live podcast, I should be able to call you and say, hey,
Easily.
you know, I need you to come
Yes.
and do X,
Yep.
Y, and Z, or do you mind? You know,
Yep.
it's a lasting thing. It's not just a one-time thing, and
Yep.
people get that collaboration, and that's why a lot of people stop working with each other, and they
Yep.
can't because they don't know the real definition of collaboration.
They don't, and those are actually planting good seeds of
Exactly.
collaboration. You know what I mean? Like
Exactly.
you're planting seeds and you watering it, and it's like, okay, that has grown. Okay, like this good energy, good vibes that's been passed around. It's like, oh, like you said, call you for an event. All right, this
Right.
I need that,
And I can't be upset if you happen to move quicker than me
exactly.
during that collaboration.
Exactly.
I can't be like that. It defeats the whole purpose.
Yep. And as long as you just stay within those guidelines, everything will flourish the way it
course.
needs to be. So
Of course.
that's the way to think, and that's one thing that I preach to people. Like, that's one of the main things. If you collaborate, like, collaborating is not just what you can get out of this. Like,
Never.
it needs to be in the middle, because if you're not going to be genuine about what you're actually going in, you're still not going to get what you
Still.
think you're going to get
Right.
from it, because
Exactly.
how it can really blossom, how that flower can really blossom is, like, again, you plant those good seeds and you water that or whatever with, okay, I'm going in as genuine. I don't care if this
Right.
benefits you more than it benefits me,
Exactly.
you got to be able to be comfortable with
Right.
that and be able to live with that. That's just being genuine. So I appreciate that thought process, because there's very few individuals that do have it. Like, not saying that people don't have it, but
Right.
there's very
No,
few
you're right. You can
individuals.
say that they don't have it. It's okay.
They do.
It's okay.
You
Like,
know,
they
I try
don't
to give
have
them
it.
some.
Yeah, I
I
mean,
try to-
and that's the problem. We got to stop doing that. Like, there are people
That is facts.
that do
That is
not
facts.
want. They don't have what we have, and they don't have the mindset that we have. So we have to learn how to discern and know who and not to work with.
Yeah, it's like healthy gatekeeping.
Exactly.
So that way they can learn.
Exactly.
You know, because if they don't know what they don't know, how can they be recorrected?
Exactly.
Of course, corrected.
Exactly. And we can't be afraid to correct.
No, absolutely not.
Yeah.
Tell me about you being the vice president of the West Africa Fashion Council, and the vice chairman of the Tokyo Fashion Council's board of directors.
Yes.
The first African American recognized as a Japanese industry leader. Let's give it up for that. Hey, JUS10H.com. Make sure y'all go see that. That'll be up on the screen.
Yeah. It was something that was something I didn't plan on at all. I had started working in the CFDA, which is the American Council. So I was just, a member on the 360 side of it all. So it was a platform where I was able to kind of showcase my work, and still be a part of, the council with the big dogs.
Right.
That was an amazing thing when they told me, hey, we want you on the 360 side, and I was able to meet everybody, meet my chairman, Tom Brown. So
Yep,
it was
yep.
just like okay, I'm in there. I'm
Yeah.
good. And then after that, I got the message from the chairman from the Tokyo Fashion Council, and they're like, "Hey, we want you to be on the board of directors." And I'm like, "How? I don't think that they're going to let me do
Yeah.
that, in
Right. Right.
American." And he was like, "Well, yeah, I think so. Let's see what we can do." So for a while I did both, and then when they put me on the board of directors and wanted me to be second vice, I had to make a decision, which one that I wanted to actually take part in. So I said, okay, I'm gonna try this. So I ended up getting the position of second vice. I held the position of second vice for maybe a total of 8 months.
Oh wow.
After that, immediately during the spring of the Tokyo Fashion Week, before it was revamped to now what it is now,
Hmm.
the vice chairman stepped down, and he told them that the best thing was for them to have one chairman and for me to step up. Um, Totally out of the
I
blue.
was gonna say, what in that moment, what did that make you feel? It's like,
It
wait, hold on,
Yeah, it
you're
made me
thrusting
feel.
me
I
into
felt some kind of way.
yeah, yeah,
I'm not gonna lie. I'm like, so, like, do you not want to work with me? Like,
yeah. What's going?
what's
Yeah,
going
yeah.
on?
What's going on?
And then I had to realize that regardless of how he did it or how it felt,
Hmm.
it was meant for me to do. It was meant for this time for me to do it. So, um, there was no like vote process or anything like that. They just like our next vice chairman.
Yeah. This is it.
And I'm like, I don't have any say so in this. Like I don't,
Right.
So I'm not gonna lie, I felt some type of way, but then after a while, I learned to embrace it because I did know that there were some designers that were looking at and looking for me to actually be there to help educate and do what I needed to do.
So it was like it. Everything happens for a reason
It
type of thing.
was, it
Yeah.
was, and again, nothing I was even looking for it. So, I accepted the position, and then from there, like things just started popping off. I started doing a little bit more education wise. I was doing a lot of more training sessions, and I was actually getting a lot of more mentees under my belt. Like everybody was like, "Okay, would you be my mentor?" And that's one thing I don't like. If you're genuine, regardless of what level I'm at in the industry, if I can help you, I'm going to help you.
Yeah.
Regardless of
Yeah.
what, it's not going to be that I don't ever want to be that guy that's untouchable. So, out of the blue again, I get a message from the chairman of West Africa, and he said, "Hey, how are you?" I'm like, "Hey, I'm great." He said, "Is there a way that we can kind of converse?" And I'm like, "Sure." So, of course, he's all the way in West Africa, so I'm like, "We've got to,
Yeah.
do this a certain way." So he
Yeah.
was like, "Yeah, let's talk." He's like, "I have a position opened, and I want you to take the position. I've already talked to your chairman of the Tokyo Fashion Council, and we feel that you, being on the international side of this with Tokyo, would help us in West Africa."
Mm.
And I'm like, okay, so this is again, I felt another certain way. I'm like, this is already a conversation
Right.
without me,
Right.
So I'm like,
Right.
so I had a talk, and he was like, yeah, no, I think it would actually be great, And then I accepted the position, and then from there, more things started happening. So I'm glad I can help that. That industry in fashion, especially that region, because there's so much that we do here on this side that they don't do over there.
Yeah.
So much that we have here that they don't know about. So everything again happens for a reason. So I think that that mesh and that collab with the two, and then now doing more with West Africa is was meant to be, and things are moving pretty swiftly.
Yeah.
So
That
I'm
means good, y'all. That means good.
yeah, yeah, yeah. So I'm thankful, that I have a platform not only in Tokyo that respects me, but also have a
West
platform in
Africa.
West Africa that
Absolutely,
that
that's a
respects
blessing.
me, and others are coming. So it's an amazing thing to be in this industry and doing doing what I've done for 16 years come January, and to have all of this done in
Let me
16.
give it up. Let me
Like,
give it up. It's 16 years, man.
there's
Grinding it out.
yeah, there's some designers. And I was talking this last Fashion Week season. There's some designers that have been in there for 30 years, and they're like, Justin, if we only knew what you knew at 16 years, we may have, And I had to take that as a humble experience because I'm like, you guys have been in this industry way longer
Way
than I have,
longer. Yes.
And for you to give me, my flowers, I had to suck that in and like, you know what, I can't let anybody down.
And be
Like,
yes.
I've got to be
Exactly.
real about
Right.
this.
Right.
Like if
Right.
they're
Right.
watching me and they've been in this industry years and years ago before me,
Yep.
and I'm talking about Bryant Park days when like I was watching. I've actually had a chance to actually hand in hand with these people that were, bringing this to life at New York Fashion Week. So
Hmm.
to be able for them to say, you know what, you're doing a great job. You're doing more than what we could do, what we ever done before. that's humbling, you know, and that's an experience, and that's words that I've got to take to heart, and I know that I have to live up to it.
Yeah, you gotta show for them. It's not even about proving people wrong. It's about proving those people right.
Exactly.
You know what I mean?
Exactly. And they're counting on me.
Yeah, they
They're
they
counting
put
on
the
me.
pressure on you even more.
They're
You like,
counting
wait,
on
hold
me.
on. Like you said, you've been in this almost double the years of me, and you looking at me to be like, and it kind of, I feel like in that moment, maybe, did it make you feel like, wait, I gotta even be more grateful for the
Absolutely.
opportunities that and the doors that have been open to me. So like you, like that's why it's good that you already have that thought process of like, well, I'm gonna open doors for, if you know what I mean. If I
Yeah, yeah.
really like rock with somebody, if I really appreciate them, I'm gonna open those doors for them.
It
That's
has to
beautiful.
be, you know,
Yeah,
and they're shaking my hand, and they were like, you know, hey, and I think it kind of shocked them that I took the time to actually sit there and talk to them.
yeah,
But I mean, I had to realize, you know, and people have to realize too, like the people that set the way before you, you know, like, and you know that they set the way for. We can't forget about them. You know what I mean? Like,
you can't.
just because I'm
More successful,
yeah,
or in a sense, or just
yeah,
in their eyes,
exactly.
in their
Or
eyes.
I'm in different positions than what they
There we
are.
go. Yeah.
You know, I have to take that to heart and still acknowledge what they've done for me to get here.
Mm-hmm. That's a humble way to approach things.
Yeah,
That's a real humble. Now, speaking of you being humble, how do you balance being humble where you at? Like, cause I know I don't get starstruck with people and stuff like that or whatever. But like you dressing high profile clientele, like you dress many of people.
hmm
Like how do you go about that? And what is probably I would it's kind of like a few questions. How do you go about that? And what is like the craziest call you got or whatever as far as like when you're like, wait, I gotta go dress this person, like
I've had plenty of those, but what keeps me grounded is to know that
this,
I'm in today, but I can be out tomorrow. So
there you go, there you
that's
go,
what keeps me.
because it's a
I mean, you see me today, and tomorrow they can be like snip. So like that keeps me going. It
yeah,
just keeps me like
keeps you
kind of
grounded.
grounded and on ground level. Um, there's been a lot of calls that I've gotten that I'm like, y'all want me to do it, just like with everything that's going on with the new series of The Devil's Prada, and then just some things with The Voice and Kelly Ripa.
Yeah,
Like dressing her was something I had never thought.
really.
I think that was the craziest thing
Why you say that?
because it wasn't on my list. It wasn't even in my radar.
Yeah,
I went to
yeah,
watch a show one day, and Melissa McCarthy was like, "Wow, this guy is like the best dressed person." And then it called me out on TV. Then I'm back at the show all the time. They're like, "Hey, we want you back. We want you back. We want you back. We want you back."
yeah.
And then they're like, "Oh, Kelly's gonna wear your jacket this day, this day." And then she shouted me out. I mean, it's so much that I had to really I'm like, wow, am I really actually sitting here watching this, or am I dreaming? Because
Yeah, yeah,
people don't get those opportunities, and if they
yeah,
get those
yeah.
opportunities, they pay thousands to do. And I've been blessed to be able to just be in the position and be in those areas where I needed to be. So to have those type of support and to be on set with Mary J and all these different people, it's mind boggling sometimes.
Yeah, it's like surreal where you're kind of like you kind of you have to like balance it, right?
Exactly.
It's that humble being grounded, and then being like, like again, let me try to take it for granted. Like everybody doesn't get to work with
Exactly.
Mary J or For the Voice or Kelly, and it's just like that's a blessing. That's always a blessing. And it's a lot of blessings coming your way just because. I could just tell you, just great person,
Thank
great
you.
person. Forget
Thank you.
good person, great person, and I think that the universe has reciprocated that energy to you, and you've been able to walk through a lot of different doors that a lot of people probably wish they could have. And it doesn't mean that there's bad, being great and then you don't get an opportunity because you're
Right.
bad. No, that's not it. Everybody just doesn't get those chances, but
Right.
just sticking to what you've been sticking to and just knowing that what's for you is for you has led you to those places, and
Yeah.
that's just it's amazing that you even got you. That's not even got. It's amazing that you're there
hmm
and you're still like, okay, what's next? Like, what's the
Yeah.
next thing? Like,
Everybody,
what's the
and then
next
that's what
thing?
people they can't believe. They're like, Justin, and I say things so like easy.
Nonchalant.
Yeah, and they're like, Justin, did you just know what you just said? And I'm like, but I have to realize, they can call me now, but an hour later they can say, Justin, we don't need you.
Yeah,
So like
and then
it's
out, right, right. You don't want to be too high,
yeah,
too low.
yeah,
Right.
it's I just I got to take it with stride and
Hmm.
take it as it comes, and just know that I'm doing it for a reason, and I'm doing it because my heart's in it. Like my heart is really into fashion.
Absolutely.
My heart is not only into just dressing people, but making sure that they feel good in what they wear. So it's building confidence too as well. So, um, yeah, I'm just thankful.
Yeah. So now, with you saying that, that's a good segue because I actually had a couple. I had a question. What are your like your do's and don'ts of fashion of dressing?
My personal or just in
Like in
general.
general that you can give some people who's watching out there, listening out there that like what's the do's and don'ts you would say?
Well,
Just the general.
let me just say this: there was a time where there was do's and don'ts. Now I tell everybody, wear what you want and be happy.
There we go.
You know, like
Yeah.
who cares if nobody likes it? But I will say this, and this is for everybody watching. I will say this: don't stop saying that you don't care what people think, because you do.
Because you do. You do.
You
You
care.
do.
If you didn't care, then you wouldn't be trying. You wouldn't be looking in the mirror. You wouldn't be trying to see like what is, and then you wouldn't be asking, "Hey, how does this look with this?"
Right.
So we have to get out of that mindset. I don't know wear what I want because I don't care. No, you're wearing what you want, but you do care.
There's
That's
a
what we
difference.
gotta. There's a difference.
We gotta break that.
Exactly.
We gotta break
You
that.
do care what everybody thinks because that's a confidence builder.
Yeah.
Like if you wear something, just say if you put on a pink shirt that you never wore before
Yep.
and it had all these different things on it, but you get 10 compliments, you're gonna wear something else like that again because of the fact
That you got those
you
compliments.
got those compliments and it built your confidence.
Yep.
So you did care.
Everybody, we need to start caring.
You gotta,
Everybody, we care. We
You
care
care.
how we look. Everybody, we care. We care what's going on.
yeah.
We want to look good. We want to feel good. We want to smell good. Like they
And
always
you
say.
care about those compliments. You
Yeah,
care about that.
absolutely.
Because that's what brings your confidence, and then that's what help. I tell everybody when they're like scared to wear something, like wear it once, and then see what people say. They're like, I don't care. Yeah, you do.
That's good advice.
Because if you didn't care,
You wouldn't be worried about
you wouldn't
walking
be
out the
worried
house
about
like that.
walking
There
out the
you
door.
go.
We have to get out of that mindset. I'm gonna wear what I want. I don't care. Yeah, whatever. You're gonna wear what you want, but you do care. You know.
you gonna wear what you want in your mind.
Exactly. Exactly. Yeah. So no, we all care, everybody, and stop saying that today. Stop saying that. I'm gonna wear what I want, and I do care what you think.
Yeah, like
You know?
confidence builders.
Yeah,
Confidence builders,
exactly.
people. Confidence builders. You
Exactly.
See that? I'm into music, so what would you say is your best dressed artist of all time?
Erica Badu.
Dang, that was quick. Woo! Give it up, Erica. I like Erica. I love me some Erica. I love me some Erica.
She's
Dang, that was quick.
Yeah, I like her style. Again, she does what she wants, but she also cares. You know, so
Yeah.
she has a style that kind of just speaks to who she is, and people love it. You know, so she's on my list. That's one of the persons that I want to dress.
Oh, okay, that's gonna happen. Manifest that. Hey,
Yeah.
Erica, if you end up coming across this, if you see this,
Right.
you already know. Hey, it's right there for you. Whole new style. Whole new style.
Yeah.
Who would you say is an artist of today that's like you would give best dress to?
Music artist.
Any type of artist.
Best dressed of today. Whew. Erica, and I have to, to be honest with you, I'm gonna have to say Usher.
Okay.
Usher's style has evolved
It definitely
tremendously.
has. It's been different.
And I think he's taken a step out of the box of what he normally did.
Like the norm. Yeah.
Yeah, so I have to say him. Tiana is wonderful.
Tiana Taylor.
Yes,
Whew.
I think Tiana does great with what she does. Right now, I would say the two of them are in the running for me.
Yeah.
Because they're
Those
still
are two elites.
exactly, and they're
Those two
still
elites.
very stylish, but they're clean, but they have they've changed from what we used to see,
Yeah.
and that's a thing. If you can't evolve your style, then that's a problem.
Mm.
Like you should be able to evolve and change and want to do something different. You know, if you're stuck in your old ways of the 80s and 90s, that style was great. But if you're not willing to bring that into something new so people can say, wow, look at, they're changing. There's something new about you. I have a problem with that. So, like, yeah, no, I think that they're
Yeah.
changing into this era of not being, and they're dressing their age. So
They
they're,
are.
yeah, so, and they're
combining it.
still being
Yeah.
stylish in their age group.
Yeah, and does that come from that, like you said, the confidence builders, where they're just obviously they're celebrities and stuff, but they still care too.
Exactly.
Like, don't get it messed
Of
up. Hey,
course,
they care.
sure do.
They care.
Why would they have a stylist if they didn't care?
Exactly. When they getting roasted, some of them getting roasted online for they fits. Trust me, it hurts.
Yeah,
It hurts them.
definitely.
So like those are two elites when it comes to like that thought process. Like you said, the confidence builders make them just be like, yo, I'm good within the right is when they're actually picking stuff off the rack. Like you said, they got the stylist. Like, okay, I can wear that.
Right.
They're not questioning it and side eyeing it because they're unafraid to evolve.
Right.
To your point, so
Yeah.
those are actually two elites. Those are two elites. Now I see you at the style icon. Tell me a little bit about that so we can get people to vote for you for that.
That goes back to what I said before. The style icon is from Elton John. Plenty of people were in the running for that, and they're still in the running up for that. But you can actually go on my page.
Yep.
And you can actually go to the style.
I'll make sure that's on the screen.
And you can vote. There's 8 more days to vote for your style icon of the year. Right now, as of today, I was still in number 1 of my category.
Hey, let's give it up for that.
So it's going to take you guys to do it. But like I said, whoever wins, I'm clapping it up for them.
Yeah, absolutely. And make sure y'all go vote. Make sure y'all go vote for sure. We want to make sure we support this good brother and what he's doing. And we just want to always make sure that we show up. You know, you want support, give support to get support, but give support in a genuine way where, you know, you actually looking out for people and they can look out for you in ways that you probably wouldn't even expect maybe some years down the line when you really need that opportunity to go for you or that make or break opportunity. So, let's make sure that we support that. It's going to be on your screen. Make sure you go to that link, click that, donate, and let's vote for him once again. Let's make sure we vote for Justin Haynes. Let's make sure we vote for Justin Haynes. Now I wanted to ask you your brand and your clothing line and everything you're doing when you're tailoring people. What's the expansion look like as far as like what's something that within your like is there something that you haven't like tailored yet or you haven't tapped into yet when it comes to maybe some articles of clothing or anything like that?
No, I think I've tapped in just a little bit about everything, especially with the sneaker line coming out. So,
okay. Look, tell me a little bit more about
so
that.
the sneaker line is coming out in Hungary, Budapest, Hungary, in collaboration with Bats. So Bats is one of the major sneaker brands in Hungary. So we've been working on this sneaker. It'll be close to 2 years now. And it's finally done. So there's a whole collection of...
Oh, you got how many different colorways right now?
Oh, right now, the females have about maybe 9 to 10.
Oh, okay.
And the men are about 7 to 8.
Okay.
And that's just a sneaker. We actually have a clog and we actually have a sandal. So all of it's patchwork. It's really, really a cool thing. I'll get you some footage on it.
Yeah.
But yeah, we've been, and everybody's anticipating. So I just got the demos maybe about a month ago now. No, actually in August. I was actually able to release them in my Tokyo show. So we did the demos there. Everybody went crazy. Everybody's still going crazy.
That's why I'm like, it just seems like it's like an energy around it.
Yeah, so everybody's like hype, like win.
Yeah.
So this is different for me because this is my actual sneaker.
Yeah.
This is not my collab that I did with New Balance and Adidas before, where I just gave a colorway, and just picked a sneaker and that was it.
Yeah.
This was actually a creation of a full sneaker, so it was a little different. And then the anniversary sneaker with K Swiss is actually due to launch. I think November 5th.
Hey, a few days after my birthday.
Okay. So that collaboration will go, and that will be like only a few sneakers of that one. But I don't know. Those things are different, and just thankful for them. So I have to say that those are the new things I'm touching on when it comes to sneakers and collaboration. But I've dabbled in bridal wear early part of my time, and that's something huge within my brand now, men's, women's, and children. So there isn't an article or anything that I haven't touched. I've touched basically everything. The thing of it is just trying to keep it evolving.
Yeah, and the sneakers, I'm give it up for them sneakers again, man, because the sneaker industry, shoes, like that's a whole nother just market and expansion. That's what I talk about when I talk about expansion. Is like that's it right there, because now you're tapping into just everything. Because like you said, you did bridal and you did weddings and different things like that.
Yeah, and I do handbags and I do backpacks. And
yeah,
so that was, but the sneaker was
sneakers is it.
Okay,
Because sneakers is a whole nother industry where people like exclusivity. Like you see the Supremes, you see they going Jordans, they doing raffles and stuff like that. Which I stopped buying Jordans or whatever. I mean, ironic wearing Jordans, but it's just it's more like, yo, when you got the Jordans, you hold on to those Jordans. I'm not gonna keep doing the raffles over and over and over again. But there's a whole industry that will. They'll buy them, they'll resell them. But something that's exclusive to what you're doing and everything with the patchwork that's taking off. Taking off.
And I'm happy about that, because there are some people that just like, Justin, I love what you're doing, but I just can't wear it. But then they saw the sneakers, they're like, nah, I can wear that. You know what I'm saying? So like,
You get best of both worlds. So all those
exactly.
people that they're gonna come back around the block. So I feel like you kind of just check all the boxes.
I'm trying to. I'm
Yeah.
trying to make sure that, because I have to be a ready to wear brand for everybody. So that means I have to keep looking and seeing what everybody's looking for, what they need or what they want within my brand,
Yeah.
and staying true to my brand. So,
Yeah.
yeah.
Yeah, so I could tell there's a genuine excitement about the shoes.
Yeah, it
you know.
is.
So
It is.
have you worn them around yourself?
I have. Actually did a photo shoot yesterday in them.
How'd
So
they
those
feel?
will be wonderful. So those will release soon. Actually, hopefully I can release it tomorrow. But we did the photo shoot yesterday, and I was just totally amazed.
Yeah.
So we're gonna do a full launch. So I'm just waiting on them, because it is an international thing, and especially with what's going on in the times and stuff. So I'm still waiting on them so we can fully launch. But they're excited, and so am I. So we have to make sure I get you a pair.
Oh yeah, man. I need it. Oh man, I need a pair. Like let's give it up for getting a pair. Like
got
I
you.
need that pair. I will be sporting those around,
got you.
and I will be making sure redirecting people to make sure y'all see on the screen again. JUS10h.com. All right. If you want to keep up with what he's doing, if you want to keep just go into his background a little bit more and to see the designs that we speak of, I will show some of the designs on the screen as you'll hear me talking. You'll see some of his page going down on the screen and stuff like that. So that way we can just always promote, and make sure y'all run them sneakers up. Hey, the same way that y'all go get them Supremes, and the same way that y'all go get them high-end sneakers and designer sneakers. Hey, this is designer.
Yeah.
This is designer. You know what I mean? Like, and y'all always talk about, hey, I ain't trying to come at people, not trying to go on the rant, but y'all talk about black businesses. This is a black business right here. Black business. I just applause once again. Now, lastly, I wanted to ask you, it's a two-part question.
Sure.
What was the best piece of advice you got before success? Like, in the realm that before you got to where you at now, and what was the best piece of advice you got as you're in the midst of your success right now?
All right. So the best piece of advice that I got before, and I got many, but one was from a mentor of mine. She told me basically to stay true to who I was. And I didn't understand that then. I understand it now. And that was because there's so many people that think that if they tell you, we want your brand, but you have to do this for us to do it. And if you don't stay true to who you are, you can sell out easily. So that was a piece of advice that she told me, and I stayed true to it. Now, the advice that I get all the time and the advice that I give is to stay consistent. And that I can't say enough. Like, if you start it, you've got to finish it. And if you're in it, you got to see it all the way through.
Absolutely.
Regardless of who says what, how the day may look. Because there have been plenty of days where when I first started it, I didn't think that I didn't know how I was going to make it,
Right.
But I didn't look to see who was making the most money and jump into their revenue or jump into their category.
Trying to see if it works.
Try to see if it works.
Right.
I couldn't do that, and I
true.
tell everybody, stay. If you're in music, be in music. If you're a record producer, stay doing that. If you're making sneakers, stay there. If you're making sweatshirts, and there's a difference between branding and putting your name, making a sweatshirt and then putting your name on somebody else's thing. That's branding. So you got to know that you're not a designer, you're just branding.
You're just branding.
But if you're going to do that, if you're going to do screen printing, stay there. Do it. Don't try to do something just because you see somebody else moving quick. And if you're in jewelry and you're making jewelry and it's moving slow, but you see somebody else over here making socks, so now let me go make socks.
Right.
Like, don't do that.
Right.
Stay consistent in what you know that you're supposed to be doing. And I say this to everybody, the piece of advice that I got was, know that whatever you say your passion is, it really is what it is. Don't just say it's my passion, or don't say it's your passion and it's really not because you see somebody else doing it. So you have to search out and see if this is really my passion. This is really what I want to do. And if it is, you should have no reason to not stay consistent in it.
Have you ever had a moment where you which let me give it up for that advice. Oh, sorry. I don't know what that was. Let's get off of that. Apologize about that, audience. I clicked the wrong button. Let me give it up for applause. Was there any moment that you may have had slight doubt?
Of course, especially when I first started, and sometimes it still comes down. If I make a collection, I'm always like in my head about it. Like, Everybody's like, "Oh, you must feel good about it." And I'm like, "I don't feel good about it until it's down the runway and I'm coming down the runway and it's off."
Right.
Then because I already know people's, I feel good about it then.
Hmm.
But I'm always, um, I don't know about second guessing, but there's doubt. Like,
Right.
is this going to actually be
Work
the
out.
same
Yeah.
as it was the last time? Is
Hmm.
this everybody's gonna love this collection like they loved the last one? So, um, I'm not exempt from that. I'm not
Hmm.
exempt to those days where I'm like, I don't want to do this anymore. Like
Yeah. Right.
it comes. I'm not gonna say like
Like,
it.
you know what?
You
Like this.
got 10, 15
Yeah.
different meetings, and you got to run here, there, today. Like today,
Yeah.
like it's just
It's too
sometimes
much.
you're just like, okay, wait a minute,
This is too.
something has to give.
Right. Right.
And I'm weeding out those things that need to give.
Hmm.
Number one, but number two, even on those days, I got to know that I got to keep pushing. Because again, I'm not doing this for myself. There are other people out there watching me, and knowing that I have
Absolutely.
to keep going. And
Absolutely.
and if I couldn't handle it, it wouldn't have been given to me anyway.
That's for damn sure. That's for sure. That again, it's
So,
blessings.
yeah,
Blessings, like strong battles you fighting and strong battles you succeeding in,
exactly.
and you just keeping your eye on the prize and just making sure you just again staying grounded and humbled. And I appreciate you for just being who you are and just even just getting to know you even more. It's just it's a blessing for me because it's a lot of things you're saying or a lot of different things that I preach to people, but to hear it back and
Mm,
reciprocate it and in a way where it's like, oh, you know what? That same message, I'm apply it every day. I really appreciate that. And
thank you.
going forward, even after here, it's just applying that level every. I always want to I always want to be 1% better,
Hmm.
10%, 5%. Doesn't matter the percentage, but I want to be a certain percentage better every single day.
Right.
And you just actually helped me with that, so I appreciate you with that. I
Oh, thank
appreciate you again. Let me give you applause and not hit the wrong button. I hit the wrong button. Hey, let them know where they can follow you at.
I'm always on Instagram, so Instagram and Facebook are probably the most that you're gonna find me on. So Instagram at the official Justin H. You can go there. Threads the same way. I'm never on Threads, but somehow it links.
Yeah,
I don't really, I don't know how
yeah,
to work. I don't know
same.
what's going on with Threads. I let my assistants and stuff handle that. Facebook, I'm always on Facebook as Justin Haynes. TikTok, I'm never on. Never on TikTok, but it's still the official Justin H on
Get some
TikTok.
business off of there. Though.
Yeah, but I just can't do it. Like
Same.
I don't know. It's
Same.
if something's posted and needs to be posted,
It'll
I let
go-
my
yeah,
I
yeah,
let-
there we go.
It's okay. I stay true to the platforms that stay true to me. That's Instagram and Facebook. I will stay true to them while they stay true to me. So I'm thankful to them. So yeah, and then you can always go on my website. My website is actually being revamped now, but you can actually see we're highlighting the Tokyo show that I did remotely.
Yeah.
So that's there. You can see the full show there. And then everything that you need to find is on the website there. So justinh.com.
Hey, once again, man, thank you for coming on to It's a Lifestyle, man. I appreciate having you, brother. Like doors are always open to you. Like, you can always come back. Definitely love to have you check in with you in the future. A lot of
Sure.
different things that you're doing. And even maybe come to a fashion show and do the pod from there. That'd be nice.
28th on my birthday.
Oh,
You can come to that show and you can
wait,
set
your
up.
birthday's this? Your birthday's this? Oh, see, Scorpios.
Exactly.
Hey,
28th.
Scorpio.
Yeah. Bring your whole setup and come to the show
All right,
and
bet.
and live podcast it from there.
You said that's the 28th?
28th.
We might have to do that. Hey, we going to the show. We'll see y'all at the show. I hope I
Yeah.
see everybody there too as well too. But again, make sure we are driving traffic to his page. Okay, driving traffic to the page. Them sneakers when they drop, get them. If you need them to be if you need to be tailored, if you need this brother for anything,
Thank you.
make sure you reach out and do business. And let's all do business together the right way, the healthy way. Again, like we said, we want genuine relationships. We want genuine support. We want that just reciprocated. Again. Once again, thank you.
for having me.
Thank you.
I
It's a
appreciate it.
blessing having you. And yeah, it's a lifestyle. I will see y'all again next week. Let's give it up again for my good brother Justin Haynes. Make sure y'all hit that website. Hey, it's a lifestyle LP on all platforms. Thank you. We'll check y'all again. Peace.
Lifestyle.